This session will cover the municipality section on VoterListsOnline.com. Essentially, what we have is the ability to pull up city proper in most jurisdictions across the country. The difference between city proper and just pulling up, say, residence city is that city proper is the actual boundary of the city itself. So those who were actually voting in mayoral election or city council elections would be under the municipality aspect, as opposed to residence city, which extends well beyond the city lines and is used by the U.S. Postal Services for mail delivery. Again, this is a jurisdictional aspect that is on many states across the country, but it is subject to what is available from the source data from each state. So this is not loaded for all states. You have to look at each jurisdiction on a case-by-case basis. I will actually use Georgia as an example, and we will go for the county, and we will look at a county that's right in the heart of Atlanta. And you will see the municipality section loaded up under here, under the Add Jurisdiction tab. So once we've selected our county, we can then go to municipality. And when we load, you'll see the actual municipalities loaded there. Something to keep in mind is that if you have a city that overlaps multiple counties, you will need to go back up to county and select those counties that are listed there before going to municipality. So what we'll do here is we'll look up East Point. And if we're wanting to look up precincts within East Point, we can do that. We can look up city districts or wards, depending on what exact jurisdiction we're looking for. If we're just wanting to pull for a mayoral race, you can check this box and hit OK, and it will then run the city proper for that particular city. And when we run our count, it will then give us a count for that city proper. Now within that, if you're looking for particular precincts, wards, things of that nature, you can use the city district, precinct, ward district sections there. Again, this is case by case depending on what we get from the states themselves. For many of the high demand states, we've actually gone through to try to update this information on there for you. So if you do find an instance where the municipality is not loaded or some of the smaller units are not loaded, please email us and we can actually do some of the research for you, or you can bring a list of precincts that may encompass a certain district itself, and you can load those under the custom search section. So for continuing with this example, for East Point, you can look at the wards as they are listed here, the actual precincts and the precinct names. And if you're wanting to pull all the wards for A, you can check those boxes and say OK, and then run a count based on Ward A for East Point. Now again, just going back over some of this, as I mentioned, this is a case-by-case basis, so you can look here and check to see what's available by checking the city district, the precinct ward fields, school district, etc. A lot of times what you'll have to do is if you're looking for a particular city, you may have to drop down to the custom search field, go down to custom search breakout, and see what's available on there. A lot of times we will have fields that will show here for one state and they may not show for another state. Again, this is dependent on what we get from the actual state source data itself. So for instance, you may have Michigan that has a jurisdiction field which has city proper, and then another state that does not. And this is where I was mentioning that if you have specific precincts, you can drop your precinct list into this field and to run it that way as well. So in instances where you have situations where we don't have that data, if you do have a list of precincts from, say, the county's website or the city's website, you can drop that information there to be able to run your query. Or just let us know and we may be able to pull that as well. And again, if you have any questions about the municipality aspect for running data on VoterListsOnline.com, please email us at vlosupport@aristotle.com.